Why are we doing Synchro Galactic Yoga? Why is it important to have a universal consciousness in today's climate? It's because we can no longer just settle for just what's happening on our block, in our household, in our community, in our country. Nor can we settle for what's simply happening globally, even though it's a lot of stuff. But we must begin to have a cosmic universal consciousness, because then we can be able to influence, modify, and change our reality by simply changing our thought forms, our thought waves. Yoga actually means yoke, joining something together to create a union. So what are we joining together? The idea of yoga is that it means that we should attain union with the divine, or with our inner union with our own self. Generally speaking, yoga implies that there is not union with the divine. Therefore, we have to practice something in order to attain that union. When we learn how to control our thought waves, then we can experience what we're going to call real, okay, for our reality, not for anybody else's. Because once we come to the conclusion that we are connected again with the divine, that's automatically going to be recorded in the noosphere. That's going to raise the vibrations of the planet, and that's going to exile anything and anybody else who is not with the program, okay, so to speak. We have to know too that the body is the temple, and within the inner sanctum of the temple, therein lies our soul. We are gods living in the inner sanctum of the temple of this body. We don't put anything and everything in our body, because therein lies our soul. So if we allow anything that comes into our body by way of medical, big farm, big tech, anybody putting a chip in our brain like Elon Musk wants to do, or Bill Gates, or anybody along those lines, they're actually going to affect or even capture our soul. Synchro Galactic Yoga is something that's very important, because if we're not controlling our thoughts, obviously they're controlling us. So who's putting those thoughts there? Thought waves carry either a negative or a positive charge. So if we have uncontrolled thought waves, meaning that we're unconscious of the thought waves hitting our brain, that is going to constitute as a negative charge. Okay? Now, we don't want that. So let's continue on here. We have 4 stages that we complete here with Synchro Galactic Yoga. And the first one is called meditating the chakras. When we're meditating the chakras, our mind is on that chakra. Our mind is on the powers of that specific chakra. So since today is Dali, and we know that that is dealing with cosmic enlightenment, we want to begin to settle our mind on simply having our heart open, having our mind and thoughts in the space that it should be, which is clear. We're going to automatically know whether our chakras, if it's oversaturated or not balanced at all. And how can we know? If it's out of balance, our mental signs, what are the mental signs for blockages? That's going to be confusion. Are we confused about anything? You know, are we meditating too much? Is our power, okay, our mental function, is it lacking as far as focus? Okay, that's what I mean by the mental functioning. Are we able to hold the thought? Are we able to focus? If it's a lack, then that means that it's under balance. Now, how do we know that it's imbalanced? Because we have unshakable trust in our inner guidance, not in anybody else's guidance. In our inner guidance, we don't have to wonder, was that God? Was that my higher self? Was that, we don't have to worry about that, because we know that we know, because we're spending enough time in the inner world to know. Number 2, we're going to activate the radio plasma, which is Dali. The saying goes, my Father is intrinsic awareness. I feel the heat. We don't want to think of the father or the mother as personality. We want to think of them as electricity, cosmic electricity, as energy. This particular plasma is dealing with dumb quality. Number 3, engaging the mental spheres. So how do we engage the mental sphere? Dali, which correlates with the red dragon, it's going to be in the first mental sphere of profound samadhi. And when we say samadhi, what we're talking about is superconscious state of mind. Samadhi cultivates states of absolute union with God, so that the mind and the awareness are with God at all times, and those specific heights of joy. Because we're talking the first mental sphere, the first time dimension. We're talking past life stuff. It could be an unknown fear, a phobia. You don't know why it's there. You don't know where it came from. You just don't know why you're afraid of snakes or birds, or why you don't like small spaces or even open wide spaces, or whatever fear. You don't like guns. You don't like knives or something. It could be anything that triggers memory. Because when you're talking about the first time dimension, first mental sphere, you're not talking about something that's directly in the forefront of your mind, like it would be in, say, beta, or, waking conscious mediumship. Number 4, opening the heptad gates. We're also talking about the mantras. And for this particular plasma, we're going to put our hands just the way it is on the screen for Dali, for the crown chakra. And we always say Om for this particular mantra of the hand. So that's going to be the doorway to cosmic consciousness and enlightenment for the crown chakra. Level 2, activating the radio plasma Dali. Level 3, cosmic creation, pre-conscious. And level 4, heptad gate, alpha. All of these things have to do with Dali and the crown chakra. We're talking paranormal sphere, telepathy, whether it be bilocation, whether it be disappearing, whether it be knowing how to astral travel or whatever. Those are considered paranormal, but it won't be for long. This sphere contains karmic patterns, past life, dormant, anoffs, things that we don't think about that are triggered. It's also dealing with racial archetypal memory. You may have been white, you may have been German, you may have been African, you could come from any race, and you have memories. We have the primal instinctual programs running from the past, and also from autonomic functions from our parents, from their roots, from the past, things like that that's coming out of the pre-conscious. This mental sphere serves as the resonant chamber of the physical body, where paranormal faculties are developed and stored. When we think of resonance, we think of channel, inspire, and attune. Those are things that have to do with yoga. This sphere is the place of all untapped psychic energy that corresponds with the radioplasma Dali and hyperplasma alpha. Putting it all together, meditating the chakra. Let us all now sit in a comfortable meditative posture with keeping your spine erect and your body relaxed, and with the body completely still. Practice a few moments of natural mind meditation. Once the mind is sufficiently clear, now direct your attention to your crown chakra. This is the source of cosmic enlightenment. Feel the textures of light heat, the warmth and nurturance that's balancing your pineal gland and your cerebral cortex. It brings all your chakras into harmony. Your entire glandular system is pacified and bathed in the warmth of this divine light. The Sahasrara affirmation goes, and we can put our hands now as we see at the top. May the pure light universe infuse our soul's journey, that the planetary noosphere may become the crown of pure radiance. Level 2, activating radioplasma Dali. Breathe deeply through your nostrils and allow your awareness to flow up your nose and into your crown chakra. Bring your awareness to that inner Dali plasma at the center of the chakra. Visualize this yellow symbol radiating healing charges of heat. Repeat the following while focusing on your crown chakra. My Father is intrinsic awareness. I feel the heat. Cover your left nostril with your left thumb and breathe slowly and deeply 3 times in and out through your right nostril. Flash onto the Dali plasma and feel the heat of intrinsic awareness emanating out of your crown chakra. Now cover your right nostril with your right thumb and repeat, focusing all your attention to your crown chakra, the Dali plasma. Dali is the first state, of the three-part primary sensory quantum. Remember, a sensory quantum is the first stage building block of sensory experience. Level 3, profound samadhi activates first mental sphere. So visualize the first mental sphere, which is preconscious, in the brain, located and covering the right rear lobe and cerebellum. This sphere is the resonant chamber of the physical body and governs the right rear lobe of the brain. Cosmic creation refers to mastery of the cosmic forces, and this comes about through the self-creation of the energy of space. We're not victims of conditioned reality, thoughts, and patterns, not with cosmic creation, not with the mastery of the cosmic forces, because this preconscious is giving us the control. We have freed ourselves from the claims of a false self. With the preconscious, here we are creating ourselves and reality anew by embodying the 5 virtues, which is remembrance, discipline, exertion, patience, and compassion. To experience and activate this mental sphere, exert in natural mind meditation, expanding the duration of the gap. The gap is the space between thoughts. Level 4, opening the first heptad gate, BMU 108. We're going to visualize the violet 1,000-petal lotus, the Sahasrara chakra, with the yellow Dali plasma superimposed over it at your crown. Hold this visualization and feel the two intermingle as you chant the sacred letter Om, as long as your breath can sustain it. Number 2, locate the crown in your body at the base of your skull. Visualize that alpha hyperplasma above the yellow Dali in your crown chakra. Take the alpha into the first mental sphere in the first time dimension, where it activates the preconscious mind as profound samadhi. Number 3, from the first mental sphere, mentally direct the alpha hyperplasma to the crown chakra and impress it above the Dali seal. Hold this with 4 alternate nostril breaths, 4 times in and out through each nostril, followed by 1 deep breath through both nostrils. We're going to descend down the central column, the spine. We're going to secrete this red alpha hyperplasma into all 144,000 etheric fibers of the astral body. Practice the breath of fire, rapid, shallow breathing through the nose, and that's going to transmute any blockages, all obscurations, into streams of crystal clear, profound samadhi spreading throughout your entire nervous system. Spectral, electric red alpha vibrate subtle activating forces into all etheric fibers. So we're going to ascend back up the central channel, and we're going to leave Dali at the crown chakra. Return your consciousness to the first mental sphere, then close and seal the heptad gate at the base of your skull. Relax, breathe slowly and deeply, at least 13 times.